Shalom, shalom to the brethren. What up to everybody else? This is Yog Brandon Lewis. And I wanted to come and talk to y'all about something. Something that, I've been seeing, I've been thinking about bringing it out. I didn't know quite how. And in so many ways, I've already said these things before. There's nothing new under the sun. It's definitely nothing new. The mindset of your brother that we got to watch out, that we got to consider. So the title of the video, lies, lies, and more lies. I want us to consider the writings. I want us to get into the book of 2 Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Before I get into my whole spiel, right? Because we need to understand what's the precedent. What are we working with? What are we talking about? The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. As the coming of our Master, Yahushua HaMashiach, and our being gathered together to him, we beg you, brothers and sisters, not to be quickly shaken in mind or alarmed, either by ruach or by word or by letter, as though from us, to the effect that the day of the Master is already here. Let's take note of the being shaken in mind or alarmed, either by ruach or by word or by letter. Let's keep that in mind about these messages that come to you to shake you. Verse 3, let no one deceive you in any way, by video, by podcast. Let no one deceive you in any way, for that day will not come unless the rebellion comes first, and the lawless one is revealed, the one destined for destruction. He opposes and exalts himself above every so-called power or object of worship, so that he takes his seat in the temple of Yah, declaring himself to be Yah. Do you not remember that I told you these things when I was still with you? And you know what is now restraining him, so that he may be revealed when his time comes. For the mystery of lawlessness is already at work, but only until the one who now restrains it is removed. And the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Master Yahushua will destroy with the breath of his mouth, annihilating him by the manifestation of his coming. The coming of the lawless one is apparent in the working of Satan, who uses all power, signs, lying wonders, and every kind of wicked deception for those who are perishing. Let me read that again, starting from 9. The coming of the lawless one is apparent in the working of Satan. The working of Satan is what? Using all power, signs, lying wonders, and every kind of wicked deception for those who are perishing. Why are they perishing, brethren? Because they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. If you love the truth, you would have been saved from lies. For this reason, Yah sends them a powerful delusion leading them to believe what is false. For this reason, Yah sends them a powerful delusion, leading them to believe what is false. Why is he sending them a powerful delusion? Because they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. Verse 12. Start over at 11. For this reason, Yah sends them a powerful delusion, leading them to believe what is false, so that all who have not believed in truth but took pleasure in unrighteousness will be condemned. But we must always give thanks. To Yah for you, brothers and sisters, beloved of the Master, because Yah chose you as the first fruits of salvation through sanctification by the Ruach and through belief in the truth. For this purpose, he called you through our proclamation of the ch.2 news, so that you may obtain esteem of our Master Yahushua HaMashiach. So then, brothers and sisters, stand firm and hold fast to the traditions that you were taught by us, either by word of mouth or by letter. Now may our Master Yahushua HaMashiach himself and the Mighty One, our Abba, who ahabed us and through favor gave us eternal comfort and to expectation, comfort your hearts and strengthen them in every true work and word. Todayah. Now let's get back into the message of the day. What we need to understand. Shalom, sis. I want to talk about deception, right? And lies. We live in a world today, in this social media world, right? And this internet world, it's all about visuals, right? This is a new way to communicate, where at first we had to find one another and speak with one another or send letters, which is what Paul was speaking of, about people deceiving you with word or with letters. Now we got messages on the internet. Now we got podcasts like this one. Now we got TV shows. Now we got radio stations. Now we got pictures and cameras and things to put forth information. We have people that know how to change one thing into another thing. We have people that know how to present something to you in one way, although it happened a completely another way. At one time, they could only do this with words. Now they can do this with visualizations. And they can make a thing seem worse than what it truly is. Donald Trump called it fake news. Now in social media, we see people pretending to get into altercations and recording it as if it's live and as if it's real. The whole time it's manufactured. The whole time it's fake. And people buy into it and people believe it and people share it. I've been a victim. I've seen videos, thought it was true, and shared it until I go and read the comments and people said, that didn't happen like that. This was 5 years ago. I didn't know because I didn't see the video 5 years ago. But a person who knew could point it out and see. A person. 1 second. Mic check. 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 Oh man. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. My bad, y'all. I got a shortage in my wire. But people are able to deceive, man, intentionally to try to get the desired effect. Now, let's go back into other realms, right? We know you got podcasters, we got people trying to be famous, trying to be viral. That's one reason for a lot of these lies and things. But you also have people trying to gain the attention, trying to gain influence over others by these lies, right? We see this with a lot of these, fear mongers, right? We got people out here saying, oh, it's the end of the world. It's World War III. It's about to be over. And it draws attention. This is what Paul said. This is what Paul said up here in verse 2. We beg you, brothers and sisters, not to be quickly shaken in mind or alarmed, either by ruach or by word or by letter, as though from us, to the effect that the day of the master is already here. The day of the master, or the quote unquote day of the Lord, is a day of judgment, right? Everybody's talking about judgment. Judgment's coming. Judgment's coming. And they're lying to you. You know why? Because it hasn't happened. Everybody wants to be the one in the information. Everybody wants to be the one in the know. Prophetic. Everybody's prophetic. Everybody's got some word from the master that they're going to bring to you. We got to stop being so gullible. We got to be lovers of truth. It is a sign that you are deceived. It is a sign that you are given over to a vain delusion. If you continuously give yourself over to these lies and to these doctrines, my ox said, that's the mind, that's the mind y'all gave them. You know what I'm talking about? It's not a good place to be. So we got to realize these things, realize that we bought into this or bought into that. And we got to change. We got to stop being so, pardon my language, we got to stop being so gullible. Okay? We got to stop being so easily deceived. Why are you so easily deceived? Why are people able to come and rouse your emotions? Whether they use scripture, whether they use, certain kind of words when they speak. Because we have these people that do these things that we trust because they are pleasing to the ear. They are pleasing to the sight because they have followers, because they have influence, because they have money. But are they coming in the volume of the book? Do you know the volume of the book first? Okay? Because a lot of you think you know the volume of the book, but you don't. You don't know it in its full context. And people know you don't know it in its full context, so they make sure they come in 2 or 3 of the volumes. Okay? They might come here and there. So you got to speak the word. So they're going to speak the word, but you got to be able to rightly divide the word. Can you rightly divide it? When Paul teaches, he's teaching out of the Old writings. He's teaching out of the Torah and the prophets. He was speaking to a group of people. He said, I speak to them. I speak as unto them that know the law. I mean, I'm talking to you how I'm talking to you because you're supposed to know what I'm talking about. And we shouldn't have to go into all this deep explaining, right? And this is supposed to be your mind, that you have an understanding, that you are knowledgeable enough to be spoken with and to understand and to rightly divide, to be an adult, weaned from the breast. A lot of you don't know your titty babies. You don't understand. You don't get it. You've been deceived. It's like the Matrix. You think you eating steak. You're not eating steak. That's a nipple in your mouth. Okay? And you got to understand it. This is proverbial, what I'm saying. This is the most deceptive time I've ever seen. A sister shared something, man. And shout out to the sister. You know, her post is really newsworthy oftentimes, right? She shared the rain that happened over in Dubai, right? A lot of rain, storms, right? And she put music with it. She put scripture with it, you know, hinting that as it appeared to her, I could see how she would think that it was some great judgment, some great destruction coming upon these people for whatever deeds they might have done, because it looked pretty bad. It was a bad flood. I'm not going to lie to you. But a sister that lives there today posted a video. It's perfectly fine. The streets are cleared. The sister last night, now it wasn't the sister's clippings, it was news clippings and it was video things that she shared. But she shared it with music speaking about destruction and judgment, and with scripture speaking about destruction and judgment. But do you see how the first look at a thing can deceive you and it can cause you to deceive others? So now you're talking about, oh, it's the day of the Lord. It's the day of judgment. It's the day of Yah's hand moving. Whole time it's just a flood. That the next day it's going to be bright and shiny out there. But people are, now that sister, I don't believe she did it to deceive, but there are those that intentionally do this to deceive and to gain affluence and to gain power and notoriety. So I just want those that have an ear to hear. I want to speak to them what's pertinent to them to hear. And for those that have eyes to see, I want to show them what's pertinent for their eyes to see. You know, I strive to be like that. I aim to always be like that, to be your strong defense, all enemies forward and domestic. And shout out to everybody else that have that mindset, that truly want to bring forth truth, that truly want to share truth with their people in this time of lies, and more lies. And that's all I got for you today. All praise to the Most High, Yah.